The issue of climate change has been around since I was a little kid. They used to call it global warming, and there were other terms before that that I don't remember exactly what they were, environmentalism, etc. There have been plenty of doomsday predictions made over the years. Al Gore was really big on that. There were some people in the 70s and the 80s that predicted all kinds of dire things. There is lots of scientific evidence that the climate of the global climate is changing. Polar ice caps are slowly melting. The world is getting warmer, and there will definitely be some repercussions because of that, some impact, some effect. It is happening, and I think any rational person couldn't look at the evidence and say that it's not happening. The bigger question is how much of the change is caused by the activities of man, humankind, versus how much of it is just cyclical in nature and would have happened anyway, whether we were on this planet or not. And I think that the evidence for that is much less conclusive, and arguments could be made either way. Speaking just for myself, I am one who favors, exercising caution, being careful, being safe, just in case. But that being said, there is no constitutional mandate or grant of authority for any federal agency to exist or to in any way regulate anything related to the climate, the environment, pollution, waste, etc., etc. If we all think as a country that those things should be a federal role, and I could see arguments in favor of that, although I don't think that it should take the form that the EPA has taken right now. But if we do think that that should be a federal role, then we should do the right thing. We should follow what we call rule of law, and we should amend the Constitution. An amendment like that might sail through fairly easily. A lot of people would be on board, and it would be infinitely better for us to have that as part of the law of the land instead of just creating an agency because Congress feels like it under some vague clause in the Constitution. I believe because environmental policy can affect so many of us directly, our pocketbooks and everything else, I really would love to see a system in which maybe there would be a once a year special election or plebiscite or something in which voters, like direct democracy, instead of working through our representatives, we would directly have maybe 3 or 5 different options that would be defined to us. There'd be some way to come up with those options so that they could make this ballot. And we, through direct democracy, would decide for the next 12 months which of those 5 things we were willing to adhere to as a nation in order to do our part to protect our environment, keep our air and water clean, and so on. I really think that's something that should come directly from the people instead of being imposed on everybody by just a few politicians in Washington who think they know best. That shouldn't be the case for everything. We are definitely a representative democracy, a republic, but there are times when we could have a direct vote like that, and I think this would be one of them.